Welcome back to my channel. So we've been looking at an ultra learner in these past few days, and we've said that ultra learner is one who learns a skill on his own and learns fast. Now, we said that learning is not very easy, and that's the essence for the series. For us to know how it is that we can learn on our own and be effective at it and produce great results from it. So today we're going to be looking at 3 points as well, because yesterday we did cover quite a few, but today we're looking at three more points. And the first one I would say is self-testing. Now it is easier for us to take up a book, read it, and feel that all, because you may read and understand and it seems easy, but then you've not tested your knowledge on that thing yet, truth be told. Now let's look at it in this light. If I'm taking up coding class, yeah, and I maybe get a textbook or a material note or write a video online that tends to explain this thing, and I only just do that and I say I understand. Hmm. In the long run, I'm deceiving myself, because once you give me a laptop and tell me, all right, code a website from front page or something, I feel like I may have read it and know it, but it doesn't come out that easy as I think I know it. So self-testing helps you know what exactly you really know, what you had assimilated from your reading, and what is left for you to even read better. Even as students, answering past questions would help you know, okay, you are grounded at this side and you need to read more on this topic so that you have no shakings at all. So it is necessary that you self-test yourself whenever you are learning or studying, because this is one important thing that you do not want to skip. Another thing that is important is to get feedbacks. Now, feedbacks are like criticism that nobody wants to get. Feedbacks are criticism that nobody wants to get, because feedbacks are more like, oh, this wrong, this, do it like this, do it like that, and you know, it tends to like bruise your ego and all. But they are important in the sense that when you get feedbacks, you may think it is very good, you may think that you are doing the best, but feedbacks helps you know from other person's perspective how people actually see this thing, and you're like, okay, this is where needs correction, this is how I need to improve. Now there are three kinds of feedbacks that you should want to get. You have the outcome, the informational, and the corrective feedback. Outcomes tells you, are you doing this wrong? Is this right? For the informational feedbacks, it lets you know what you are doing wrong. Oh, we're not just saying that this is wrong, but this is exactly what you are doing wrong. Now, the third feedback, which is the most important one that you need to get, is the corrective feedback. The corrective feedback, the first one will say it tells you if you're wrong, the second one tells you what you're doing wrong. Corrective feedbacks let you know how to fix what you are doing wrong, which is one very important thing. Now, it tells you, okay, now you know that this is wrong, you know what exactly is wrong, but this is kind of feedback I want to get. How do I now fix what is wrong? Because you really know what you think is right. So this feedback would help you know, okay, what is wrong and how you can fix it, which is the important one. And it will as well as help your learning. Because when you get these feedbacks, you take corrections before moving further so that you do not carry those mistakes into what you'll be learning in the next stages. So it is important to get feedback. Now, the last principle I'll be talking on today is retention. Now, as an ultra learner, you need to be able to retain. Normally, you can learn and tend to forget one or two things, which is because new things you learn will be covering up the old things you've done, or the long amount of time and all of that. But you need to know how to retain. Now, how is the one way that you can retain memory? It is by simply, I'll just explain this one. It's by simply practicing over and over again. Now, instead of you to learn something for 10 hours once, you now do it 1 hour a day for 10 days, same time. But then there is this repetition of you doing it consistently. This is to explain that learning is not something that is done once. Learning is a consistent thing that we ought to continue over time and over time. So when it comes to ultra learning, you need to be able to retain knowledge, and for you to retain, you need to be consistent in doing this thing. That you pick up a skill today and you just know it, and that's it. You do not touch it at all. You do not do anything about it, and you give it time until like 3 months later, 5 months later, because there is no practice, you tend to react. You have to go back to start learning, to start picking up some points so that you can put it to work. But if it that you keep learning and you are practicing, like we said, the first principle I did for today, self-testing, you are practicing that, you see that this thing becomes imprinted in you, something that you now tend to know so well. I'll be stopping here for today, guys. I do hope that this series is of help to someone and that we can put these things into work, into practice to ensure that we get only better. So, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again tomorrow as we wrap up the series. Bye.